everyone? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to our Impact Wrestling Bound for Glory prediction show. Bound for Glory is Impact's flagship show. It is what WrestleMania is to WWE. And Impact is putting this show on. It'll be Saturday, October 23rd. That is as of when this recording is going up. That's tomorrow night. It has a plethora of talent from various promotions. We're looking at AEW, AAA, New Japan, and we're crowning two new champions for sure. So let's jump right into it. So let's start with the pre-show match. It's already been announced that it will be on the pre-show. It is for the inaugural Impact Digital Media Championship. This is a brand new championship, courtesy of Impact Wrestling. They are considering it a secondary title, very similar to the old television championship that used to be the Legends Championship. So I don't know. I know that it's the digital media, but they're being very gray on the details as far as will it only be defended on their YouTube channel or what have you. But our participants, we have John Schuyler, Crazy Steve, Falaba, Jordan Grace, Chelsea Green, and Tennille Dashwood. This is an absolute coin flip. There were matches to make yourself eligible for this. So John Schuyler beat Zicky Dice, Crazy Steve beat Hernandez, Falaba beat Sam Beal, Jordan Grace beat Johnny Swinger, Chelsea Green beat Madison Rayne, and Tennille Dashwood defeated Alicia Edwards. I would love to see Falaba get a win here. I feel like out of the six, I feel as though with the work he's doing out of the ring and off screen, if this is a championship that'll only be on YouTube, I think this is perfect for him. I think that he's very charismatic. I think his segments from Swingers Palace, and then when he was in Wrestle House, I think all of that is fantastic. If not Falaba, I think that Crazy Steve gets the win here. I know this is an intergender match. I don't know if that's just going to be a back and forth thing, whether or not we'll continue with the trend that it can bounce between genders. However, Crazy Steve is a part of Decay. Decay is one of the more over groups in Impact Wrestling at the moment. Jordan Grace doesn't need it. Chelsea Green doesn't need it. Tennille Dashwood, I can see winning it. I like that John Schuyler's getting a shot here. He's been picking up the wins as of late. So my official prediction is that I'm going to go Crazy Steve. I would love to see Crazy Steve with another piece of bling coming out to the ring. All right. Let's look at the tag team match. Just straight up tag match. It's Violent by Design taking on Heath and a mystery opponent. The whole storyline here is that Rhino is off the wagon. He hasn't had the same mindset as of late with Eric Young and Violent by Design. The vignettes they were doing at the prison were cool. But the last couple of weeks, Heath has been the victim of some Violent by Design beatdowns. And then last night, Rhino was in the ring. Didn't pick a side. But I do believe the mystery opponent is going to be Rhino. They already have shirts on the website that say Uncle Rhino on it in reference to Heath's promo last night on Impact. And if it is Rhino, Heath and Rhino get the win. Hands down. I think this is a good culmination to kind of break Rhino away from VBD, and we add another tag team of Heath and Rhino that I think the tag team division desperately needs, and we'll get to that in a little bit. Let's look at the Knockouts Tag Team Championship match. That is Decay, Havoc, and Rosemary taking on the Inspiration, formerly known as the Iconics in WWE. That would be comprised of Jessie McKay, formerly known as Billy Kay, and Cassie Lee, formerly known as Peyton Royce. The Inspiration do win here. I think this is one of the easier matches to predict on this card. You don't bring a high-profile team in to your company like the Inspiration. A lot of the contract details are very in the dark. And, you know, in today's day and age, at least something is leaked. I think it's a little odd they haven't at least given a little bit of detail. Like, can they go work with other companies? Can they not? They did announce that they're going to have a podcast. And it's the one they've been doing, but now they have Impact's resources to kind of boost that up a little bit. Like I said, I don't think you bring a team in like this that has star power as far as not only women's wrestling, but women's tag team wrestling, and have them lose on their opening night. So it's going to be the Inspiration. They'll be your new Impact Knockouts Tag Team Champions. Speaking of tag team championship matches, let's jump to the three-way match between the Good Brothers defending their Impact World Tag Team titles against FinJuice, being comprised of David Finlay and Juice Robinson, and Bullet Club, and that is Chris Bay and Hikuleo, and that is with El Phantasmo being in the X Division Championship match on the same night. So these two will be representing Bullet Club. The tag team division in Impact Wrestling is kind of a mess right now. You've had the Good Brothers that dropped it for a hot second and then got it back. But it has been a long feud with really no new teams between the Good Brothers and FinJuice. We did have the team of Swan and Mac that were in there for a little bit. We did have the titles defended on AEW Dynamite against the Dark Order. But outside of that, nothing really different out of this bubble that we're in. I think the Good Brothers will retain here. There's no sense for FinJuice to go over here, especially since they're still feuding with Bullet Club. Put it in air quotes because it's Chris Bay and Hikuleo in Impact Wrestling, so not truly Bullet Club, but it is. I don't know. And then there's the whole working relationship, whether we'll have one between the Good Brothers and Bullet Club, Chris Bay and Hikuleo. I think that's going to be kind of the big point in the match here that will get the Good Brothers the win, and they will retain. We will jump from Bullet Club Tag to Bullet Club trying to get the X Division Championship. This is a three-way match again, and it is for the vacant X Division Championship. Josh Alexander exercised option C, which had him vacate the title. So we have El Phantasmo, Steve Macklin, and Trey Miguel. Bullet Club was standing tall last night, so the old school in me says they will not be standing tall at the pay-per-view. I think this is Trey Miguel's time. I really do. Trey Miguel really cool guy too. We saw him at Next Generation Wrestling Tennessee in the three-way match with Myron Reed and I want to say Matt Cross. Yeah. When we went for Uncivil War 6. And there was a spot to the outside, and they had been flying around the ring, and he landed right at our feet. And Matt was sitting right next to me. He goes, "Oh, come on, man, get back in." And Trey Miguel's like, "I've been running around. I think I'm just going to sit this one out. I'll let them fight." Got a good chuckle out of us. So, really cool guy. I assume he is like that in real life outside of professional wrestling. And I like to see the good guys get the title every now and again. And Trey Miguel has been one of the hardest working guys in Impact Wrestling. Even when the Rascals broke up, Trey Miguel was the last one standing. We were all kind of with the Forbidden Door being open, and at the time Kenny Omega being the AEW and Impact World Champion, we thought we would see maybe Trey Miguel versus Kenny Omega, which is still an option. But I think El Phantasmo eats the pin. And Trey Miguel's our new X Division champion. And the only reason I say that is because we will continue to protect Steve Maclin. I think his character work since coming over to Impact has been great. I think the big brooding, bruting, not brooding like the brood, just physical aggressive presence that he has with his promos, his in-ring work are great. I think it is time to kind of move to the, kind of move up the card a little bit. Not that he's above Trey Miguel, I think, in ring. I think that his moveset is more designed for like a low for like a mid card, like a lower main card, if that makes sense. I know what I'm talking about. But I don't think he's involved in the finish, though. I think it's Trey Miguel over El Phantasmo. And if we want to, we can circle back around and get Steve Maclin the match against Trey Miguel, since he won't get pinned. We will skip to the Impact Knockouts Championship match. This is Deonna Purrazzo defending against Mickie James. This is months building. Matt has been on the train that this was Gail Kim's spot. She's retired. Death taxes Deonna Purrazzo. Do not put the title on Mickie James. Mickie James is fine. You have Deonna Purrazzo lose to Mickie James, and I don't think, even with the great storytelling they've done with this, with Mickie James bringing her into Empower, Deonna Purrazzo jumping Mickie James at NWA 73, the feuding we've had on Impact, the Pick Your Poison matches that both women have been through. I think we're destined for greater things with Deonna Purrazzo as Impact Knockouts champion. And I know you might be asking yourself, well, what's left? And I think what's left is for the Impact Knockouts champion to go through the Forbidden Door. And if that's the case, let me know in the comments below. If Deonna Purrazzo is to go anywhere else with her 2 titles, don't forget she's also the Reina de Reinas champion for AAA. Where else do you want to see her go? Who else do you want to see her wrestle? Let us know in the comments. Deonna Purrazzo has to win here. I think it is going to be a slugfest. Mickie James will put up a fight. It's going to be a good match. Deonna Purrazzo will win. Then we have the Call Your Shot Gauntlet match. So we only have 5 people announced at the moment, with the 15 other spots open. So right now it's just Rich Swann, Brian Myers, Moose, W. Morrissey, and Chris Sabin. So that's just 5. Like I said, there'll be 20 people in the match, so we have 15 question marks, but there's plenty of individuals, both male and female, not slated for a match yet, that will more than likely be in this match. So there was a battle royal on Impact, and the stipulation was if you get to the final 2 and you win, you come in at number 20. If you're the last one thrown out, you come in as number 1. And I said this on the WrestleCast the other day. I love this stipulation. I absolutely love it. I think the high risk and high reward to be the last one in the match really makes you last that long. And then the risk you're putting in, and then you're getting tossed out at the end just to be the number 1 person in, is fantastic. I love this. This is great booking. This is a great job by Impact Wrestling. So the final 2 in said Battle Royale were W. Morrissey and Chris Sabin. W. Morrissey tosses Sabin out. So we do know that Chris Sabin will be in at number 1 and W. Morrissey will be in at number 20. I will say the only thing that I do not like about this is that we know who the last person will be. So it kind of takes a little bit of that mystique away from a potential debut. We do have a handful of free agents out there. Probably the most notable one being Braun Strowman from WWE. And it's a rumor whether if he signs on, he's in this match, or if he's Heath's partner in the tag match. It still remains to be seen whether he even gets on board. So I think as far as mystery people in this match, I think the number 1 rumored name that you'll hear over the weekend or over the next couple days is going to be Braun Strowman. Another name that could be in this, Christopher Daniels, who made his Impact return just weeks ago. I'm not going to make a prediction on this match because it's so wide open. If there were a couple more people announced, I would probably be able to make a more solid pick here. But looking at the 5 who are announced, Swan, Myers, Moose, Morrissey, and Sabin. I would love to see Rich Swann get it. Swan, another next gen guy. You want to see those guys really succeed. So my heart's with Rich Swann, but I'm not making a solid prediction. So check back to our Twitter, my Twitter page. It's at PW Orion. As the 20th person comes out, W. Morrissey, at that point, that is when I will make my prediction. And here we go, the main event. This is Christian Cage defending the Impact World Championship against Josh Alexander. Like I said earlier in the review, Josh Alexander exercising option C, meaning that he vacates the X Division Championship and then immediately makes him the number 1 contender for the Impact World Championship. And this is where we are at. This has been a great feud. They've done a great job showing us and telling us kind of what everyone's stake in this is. And I think Impact kind of showed their hand last night. On Impact, they had about a 9-minute video package for Josh Alexander, just kind of showing with his neck surgery. Thought he was done, came back. So I think this is a little bit of a redemption story. Christian Cage working as the heel in this matchup. Josh Alexander's going to win this. There is no way Christian Cage retains here, and it's not because I feel like you're vacating a title to get a title match to lose, because Brian Cage has done that. Brian Cage did that the year before he jumped to AEW. But Josh Alexander is he's been calling himself the King of the Mountain for a while now, and it's his time. He is the best thing in Impact Wrestling right now, period. He is great on promos. He's fantastic in the ring. He's selling you this story. He is selling you on this pay-per-view. He's selling the fact that his redemption story, that Impact is like, here are our cards. Come buy our show. Okay? Josh Alexander is using that to get you in the door. Okay? And to top that off, Christian Cage, AEW, still the Impact World Champion, and the war of words between the two has been fantastic to watch. And Christian's part in this, probably, if not greater, but equal to what Josh Alexander's putting in. Because I think making Christian Cage the heel here, you have Cage losing, dropping the title to Josh Alexander, heel leaving, you now have a face at the top of your company with the most prestigious title within your company. And you look at all of the options there are. We just saw at last month's show, it was Chris Sabin and Josh Alexander. It was face versus face, and they pulled it off, and it was the match of the night. So whatever you give Josh Alexander, it's going to work, bar none. If they don't pull the trigger now, they can't. They can't do it later. It's not going to have the same emotional pull that it does now. And they need to pull it now. And it'll work out because Christian Cage can go back. He could be a full-time AEW guy. Josh Alexander can sit at the top. He can sit at the King of the Mountain. And all the way to Slammiversary. And let's get the King of the Mountain match back. Let's get that match back. Because I think that would be great if we could get Josh Alexander, who is, in my eyes, a main event talent, to carry this title now from November. Slammiversary is all the way back in June. It's in the summertime. I want to say June or August. Not 100%. But that would immediately make him a mainstay main event talent for Impact Wrestling. And the match is going to be great. And I do truly see Josh Alexander being the new Impact World Champion. So we have 8 matches on the main card, 1 on the pre-show. My prediction for match of the night is going to be the 3-way for the X Division Championship. And with El Phantasmo, Steve Maclin, and Trey Miguel. The one I'm least interested in, I would probably say the 3-way tag team match with the Good Brothers, Finn Juice, and Bullet Club. Typically, it would be the Knockouts Tag Team Championship match, but just having the inspiration in the match, and it's their Impact debut, I think just your eyes want to be glued to that. I think that the Call Your Shot Gauntlet is always exciting. Deonna Purrazzo, Mickie James, and Christian Cage and Josh Alexander are going to not sell you short. You're gonna get what you're buying. You're gonna get what you're paying for. So, guys, this is tomorrow. This is Saturday, October 23rd. They're in Vegas. It's been sold out for weeks now. So make sure you go, you support wrestling, and more importantly, more related to this, support Impact Wrestling. Okay? Go buy the show, and then when the show's over, come check us out On Monday, 7 p.m., Facebook Live. That's 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, um, where we will review the show. Um, you can also, in the meantime, you can check us out on YouTube where you're watching this now. A lot of ravishing reviews, some referees' discretion. Go check that out. And if you like what we're doing and you want to support us, you just got to go to kofi.com/PWO123. It's as easy as 123. And just for the price of a cup of coffee a day, you can support us in bringing you top tier stuff. Guys, that's all I've got for you. Enjoy the weekend. Enjoy Bound for Glory. And we will see you next time.